Okay, so let me is being recorded. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so today we're going to do a mini lesson on figurative language. Here are some of the standards that we are going to go over. We're going to determine the meaning of words and phrases as they are used in text, including figurative and connotative meanings, to analyze the impact of rhymes and other repetitions of sounds, alliteration on a specific verse or stanza of a poem or section of a story or drama. Also, we're going to determine the meaning of words and phrases as they're used in the text, including figurative, connotative, and technical meanings, analyze the impact of a specific word choice on meaning and tone, and interpret figures of speech, literary, biblical, and methodological allusions, and icon. So today's objective, the students will learn the meaning of various figurative language. Before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, do you guys remember what a figurative language is?
Wait, are we supposed to raise our hand?
You can go ahead and state the answer, or if you think you know what it is, Mario.
All right, so figurative language is kind of like dialogue between like another person of like basically how like they explain like the story and how the conflict and climax of like rising action and falling action is basically the dialogue of characters in the story, but like with some other effects and stuff like that.
Okay, Amaria, that was you were a little off, but I know what I know what you were trying to explain. What you were explaining to us was elements of a story. You're explaining the plot where you have the rising action, you have the falling action, you have the climax, and then you have the resolution. So we are going to do a mini lesson on that, but you were explaining the elements of a plot. So when we're talking about figurative language is when an author uses specific language to create an effect for the reader. So there are various types of figurative language authors can use to achieve this. Today, we're going to review the various forms of figurative language. And Mario, as soon as we start reviewing the various forms of figurative language, you're going to have that aha moment. You are going to remember exactly what figurative language is, and you're going to start giving me examples of them. Because sometimes we forget what it is, but as soon as we start talking about them, then it comes back to us. So let's look at the first one, idioms. So this idiom is, you may not be familiar with them, but when we start to create our own idioms, then you may be familiar with other type of idioms. So never look a gift horse in the mouth. This is an old time idiom. This is very old. So let's look at the how it's written in context. Even though the dress I got for Christmas is not my style, my mom taught me to never look a gift horse in the mouth. So let's break this down for the explanation of it. Never criticize a gift mainly because it is free. In the old days, when you were going to buy a horse, the buyer would check his teeth to see if it was healthy before purchasing it. So they were saying that when a person uses this expression, usually you don't complain about when you're getting someone. So when easier idiom for us to remember, today it's going to start raining, and it's going to rain quite heavy today. So I would say, oh, it's raining cats and dogs. Have you guys heard that expression before?
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly. So when somebody is saying it's raining cats and dogs, we know it's raining really heavy outside. That's an idiom, right? How about, oh, this is a piece of cake? When someone says this is a piece of cake, what does that mean?
Super
They
easy.
mean like, oh, they mean like it's not hard, it's easy, and it's like that means like a piece of cake.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. It's very easy, right? How about, have you heard two peas in a pod?
Uh, You
You heard
said
that?
two piece and
Oh, when a person says, oh, they're like two peas in a pod. Have you heard that expression before?
uh no.
When a person says they're like two peas in a pod, they're like best friends. When you see one, you see the other. They're really good friends. They're inseparable. Have you guys heard of other idioms that you may have heard of frequently? I'm just throwing some out there that they may not be the most up to date, but you have heard them. Have you guys heard of any other ones that you can remember off the top of your head? Or you can Google idioms right now and you can start reading off a list of idioms.
Oh, I know one that my sisters like always say. They will say like a can of worms. Like
Yes,
they'll
you
be
oh,
like,
yes,
"Look,
you open
open
up
a
a
can
can
of
of
worms."
worms. You're right, Mario. When you say you open up a can of worms, what does that mean?
Uh, it means like if you like do something you're not supposed to, then this gonna like affect you, kind of like sort of like it's gonna go all over the place.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Good job, El Mario. You're absolutely right. When you open up a can of worms, you're opening up something that's going to lead you down the wrong road, or you're going to lead you into trouble. Very good. Excellent. Anaya, you have one to share for us?
Yeah. Um, anybody said this recently, but like I know this one because it's very frequent that people say like when you performing something they be like break a leg and
Yes. Excellent.
yeah,
You're absolutely right. And they're not literally telling you to break a leg, are they?
no, they trying to tell you like do a good job and make sure you ace what you're trying to do.
You're absolutely right. They're telling you, good luck, do a good job, you're going to do well. Good job, guys. Excellent. So let's look at the next one. I know you guys are familiar with this one, similes. So let's look at similes. It starts off with the example. Eyes as dark as coal. The young boy's eyes were as dark as coal. A simile compares two unlike things using words like or as. In this in this case, a person's eyes were compared to a piece of black coal, indicating the boy's eyes are really dark. Similes are usually easier for students to grasp as opposed to metaphors when we're going to get into nets. So it's easy for us to come up with similes because we're using like or as opposed to when we're using metaphors, we cannot use like or as. So let's try to come up with some similes. Can you guys think of any similes off the top of your head? Off the top of your head.
Um, so usually some people will say this in summer, but cause it's like so hot in summer, so we'll be like the ground is so hot outside, like as fire, like a campfire near us. Cause like if you right by a campfire, you're gonna be like super hot. So yeah.
Exactly, and you can feel the temperature outside during the summer times because it's burning up, right? And what about when it says he's fast like um he's fast like a horse, or he's fast as a racehorse?
Cheetah,
Oh, he's fast like a cheetah. Yes, that's the good one. What does that mean?
like they very fast because cheetahs run fast and yeah, so it's fast like a cheetah.
Exactly. That means that they can run extremely fast, right?
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Amari, you have one for us.
Yeah. He's tall as a giraffe.
Mario, I was just about to say that one in relation to height. He's tall as a giraffe, meaning the person is extremely tall. Good job, guys. Excellent. Anaya, you have one for us?
Yeah, I have another one.
Okay.
All right. I know Amber said it's hot, so I'm gonna do a cold one. So it's cold as ice, or like it's cold as, yeah, that's all.
Yes, it's cold as ice. That is a really good one. The meaning is it's extremely cold for us. Very good. So we're going to take a look at metaphors. Metaphors are a little more challenging for us to come up with because we have to eliminate like or as. So the example that they have here, mom is a raging bull. So when it's written in context, my mother became a raging bull who was racing towards a target when she realized I had not cleaned my room. So let's look at the explanation for that. A metaphor, like a simile, compares two unlike things, but it does not use the words like or as. In the example above, the mom is a raging bull, which is clearly unlikely and impossible. However, it accurately shows the reader how the mother felt. So if we said mom is a raging bull, what is that sentence telling us? How is the mother? How do you think she is feeling?
She's like super angry because
Yes, Mario, you're absolutely right. She is upset. You're absolutely right. She is upset about something. And as you can see in the example that they gave us, she was upset about her child not doing what was asked of him or her because they didn't clean their room. Very good. So, in some of your favorite songs, if you listen carefully, you will hear similes and metaphors being used throughout the lyrics if you listen carefully to them. In one of our next lessons that we're going to do, I'm going to give you the assignment in advance so that you can research similes and metaphors in the songs, and then when we meet, you guys are going, but you got to come back with clean lyrics. You're going to come back with clean lyrics for us, and that way you're going to identify the similes and the metaphors the way they were used in context of in the context of the song. Mario, what you laughing at? What are you laughing at? Well,
cause you was like, we had to come back with clean lyrics. Of course, clean lyrics, guys. Like, don't be looking up the back songs, cause like that will get
exactly,
you in
right?
big
You're
trouble.
absolutely right. I'm gonna give you time enough to do it, so you got to come back with some things that's gonna be appropriate for all of us to share. So,
It's gonna be
Anaya,
a
go
hard
ahead.
search. It's gonna be a hard search. But so wait, can I see a metaphor that I have?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Okay, so I got two actually. So
Okay.
two so metaphors that I have is one is time is money, and also another one is like I don't even know. It's like laughter is the best medicine.
Those are excellent, Anaya. Very good. Time is money and laughter is the best medicine. Bravo. Bravo. Excellent. Do you guys know what those mean? Do you know the meaning for both of those metaphors?
Yeah, I do. So
Okay.
time is money. Yeah, so the time is money is like time is precious and you can't waste a lot of time if you have stuff to do. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
time is money. So don't waste my time. You know. Okay. And
Exactly.
then, and then laughter is the best medicine. That means it's like if you laughing a lot, that means you're very happy and you enjoy your life and stuff like that. So that's why people want to laugh more and cry.
Oh, very good. Excellent. Thank you, Anaya. That was wonderful. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. Excellent. Thank you for those examples and thank you for the explanation that you provided as well. So let's look at hyperboles. Hyperboles are one of my favorite figurative language. Eating a whole cow, and I usually say this one, or something to the effect, I'm so hungry I can eat a whole cow, or I'm so hungry I can eat my hands. I am always using hyperboles. I'm so hungry I can eat a whole cow. I heard hyperbole is an over exaggeration. No one could really eat a whole cow, no matter how hungry they are. This figurative language is used to show the reader that the person is really hungry. However, it is not meant to be taken literally. At any time I'm getting ready to purchase more shoes or purchase more handbags, my husband always tells me, you have a million pairs of shoes or you have a million handbags already in the closet. But of course, I literally don't have a million pairs of shoes or a million handbags, right? But I can never have enough handbags nor enough shoes. But he always over exaggerating, saying, I already have more than I need. What is something that you guys tend to over exaggerate? Is a saying that
Okay,
we can use.
I got one. I
Okay.
will say it when my grandma say it like a whole bunch of time every time. Like, okay, so she'll be like, she can hear a pin drop a mile away. Cause I hear everything. Like if like a little dot a splash of water drops, like I can hear it, and then she's like, I was like, Grandma, you heard that? She's like, heard what? I was like, it was a drop of water that just dropped. So I'm like, so yeah, just my
That's a
grandma
good
saying
one.
something
That
like,
you're right, Anaya. A lot of older folks do say that one. That's a good one. I forgot about that one. My grandma and my mom used to say that one as well. That is a good one. Oh, moving right along. So another favorite of mine. Did you have one to add to us, Mario? Another favorite one of
All right.
mine. Go ahead, sweetheart. Go ahead.
Um. So my friend, he always say this. He can like he says that he can see anything from 100 miles, and I'll be like, bro, what? And then I'll ask him like, what's downtown? Then he'll be like, um, cars, and then it'll be like so funny.
He can see things from 100 miles away, right? That's another hyperbole. Great example, Mario. Now let's go look at personification. Personification is another favorite of mine. So the wind whistling or the wind blowing, the wind whistled through the empty forest. Personification gives human qualities to a non-human thing. In the sentence above, the wind, a non-living thing, is said to be whistling. However, the wind does not have lips like a person in order to whistle. Or when it's really windy outside, because like, oh my, the wind is howling. Or we can see the leaves dancing in the air when it's windy. So when we're talking about personification, is giving life to an inanimate object. We're bringing it to life. So can you think of any examples of personification?
yeah.
Um,
Okay, so um, you can go. You can go.
now you go.
Alright. Anyway, okay, so example of personification is like let me see. Example of a personification is I heard somebody say this before. It was like a long time ago because it was lightning. So it was like the lightning danced across the sky because it was like lightning everywhere and stuff like that. So I heard somebody say that and I just remembered it. So yeah, I'm
What
gonna
was
say
what was the
names of the
what's the
song.
example, Anaya? I didn't hear the end of it.
It said lightning danced across the sky. I heard somebody say that. It was funny.
You said lightning doesn't strike.
No, I said the lightning danced across the sky.
Oh yes, yes, yes. That's an excellent. The lightning danced across the sky. Yes, you're absolutely right. That means it was lightning lightning really bad outside and it was lighting up the sky. You're absolutely right. Excellent job, Anaya. Mario?
All right, so I have one also. Um, I think. Oh, okay. So it was like so everybody say this like, but nobody realized that this person. I'm cramp. But
Personification.
yeah. So yeah. But they'll be like, "Oh, my phone just died." Like, but your phone can't really die. It just powers shut down.
You know what, Mario? You made a great point. You're absolutely right. People always say that, oh my gosh, my phone is dead. My phone died. Very good, Mario.
I just
Excellent.
realized what that meant. Okay, I
I
just realized what
right?
that meant. Like you was like your
On
phone
one
die and then
day.
they did.
Exactly. Excellent. That was that. Now, Mario and Anaya, you guys are doing an amazing job today with these figurative language. So when we do a Nearpod activity and you have to drag and drop and to identify the sentences with the type of figurative language, you guys should be able to ace this. You guys should be able to ace this because all you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to remember what type of figurative language goes with what type of sentence. Excellent. That's why I wanted to review the definitions before we actually got into the mix, the um the dragging and the dropping to identify the type of sentences and the which went with the figurative language. But you guys are going to do amazing on this. Okay, we're almost to the end. So we're going to get into alliteration. Alliteration, you know what? How I remember alliteration? I always say a tongue twister. That's how I remember a little alliteration. It's a tongue twister. Nodded, nearly napping. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping. The Raven, that comes from The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, because an alliteration is a repetition of the first consonant sound in more than two consecutive words. It's used to create a feeling of a mood. Some other authors use it as humor, such as a tongue twister. Peter Piper picked the peck of pickled peppers. And also, Sally sells seashells by the seashore. I can never say that one's fast. I can't. You guys know any tongue twisters?
Yes.
I
You,
was just gonna say Peter Parker picked the purpose, but like
I
that
can't
one
say
I don't learn how to say
fast.
that one fast. I learned
Me
how to
either.
say it fast.
I cannot say them fast.
um, Mine is how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Mario, that's an
Oh
excellent
no.
one. You are right. Yes. Great job, guys. But I cannot say these fast at all. I cannot. And look, we're throwing this one in here. We have sayings. So, a bird in a hand is worth more than two in a bush. Even though I wanted to win more money, I decided to stop wasting the money. I stopped wasting the money I did have because I realized that a bird in a hand is worth more than two in a bush. Sayings usually are old and are passed down from generation to generation. The above saying means that having something secure is better than what you could have because you could end up with nothing. It is pretty it is pretty much promoting to play it safe as opposed to risking it. So, as the definition was telling us, sayings are passed down from generation to generation. You may have heard your parents saying different, grandma saying different things, and they're just passed down from what they were told when they were younger. I can remember my mom telling me stuff, my grandma telling me, and I still use these sayings today. Do you guys have sayings that you guys use within your household, within your family?
Yeah.
And it may not be popular sayings, it may be sayings
Yeah.
that you guys are familiar with?
Yeah. I
What
don't
Um.
know if it's that.
are two of
So
them?
I don't know if this. Okay, you go.
Um. So I don't know if this like a saying or not, but my dad told. I mean, my grandpa told my dad this. He said, if you ever want to do something, be the best bear you can be, which is a grizzly bear. Because if you're a grizzly bear, you're gonna be best at all of them. So just try to be the best at anything that you want to do. It don't matter what you do, just be the best at it. So,
Yes, excellent, Mario. That's a great one. If you ever want to be a bear, be a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
I like that one. I had not heard that one, but I definitely like that one. I like how it's used in context as well. Anaya, you have one?
Yeah. I don't know if this is saying either, but like a lot of people say this, a lot of old people say this. So
Uh-huh.
maybe like a picture is worth 1,000 words. So yeah.
And what does that
That's
mean if they say a picture is worth 1,000 words?
I feel like when they say a picture worth 1,000 words, like one picture can explain a whole variety of things, and it can explain like I don't know, I really don't know. I just know it's like a picture is worth 1,000 words. That's what a lot of people say. A lot of things. So, a picture's worth 1,000.
So when you're saying a picture's worth 1,000 words, when you're looking at something, and it doesn't necessarily have to say a lot, right? When you're looking at something, it can say a lot without saying anything at all.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
you will get exactly what it is trying to convey just by simply looking at it. You understand?
yeah.
So that is a very popular
yes.
one as well. Maria, did you have one?
Oh no.
Okay. So you guys did an amazing job today on figurative language. I mean, I was completely blown away by you two. And as always, the participation and engagement was simply amazing and out of this world. You guys provided excellent examples and excellent participation along with the examples and the elaboration that you provided with the examples as well. And like told you, we're going to have another mini lesson, even though this did go over our mini lesson time. I mean, but we always go over our mini lesson time. We are going to have another mini lesson that's going to be a continuation of this one, which we are going to match the sentences to the correct figurative language. So I know that you guys will be there to participate with that one. And I thank you for joining me today. I'm going to stop sharing right now. 1 second.